Good morning, everyone. Morning, morning. Wonderful to see you all. And so we'll be getting our Shim 1 prayer vigil started today. And so we'd like to start by greeting our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천지인 참부모님께 경배 바로. And so now we'll be reciting family pledge. So 가정맨세 6 천일극 주인 우리 가정 참사랑 춘칭하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 계신 가족으로서 천을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연기시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. Our family, the owner of Cheon, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessings to our community by centering on true love. All right, thank you. And to start us off, I'd like to invite up Mr. Tyndall Baines to share an opening prayer. If you could please unmute.
Good morning. Please join me in prayer. Most beloved Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for this beautiful new day. Thank you for the opportunity to share it together with brothers and sisters. And thank you for this opportunity to truly get to know our true mother more deeply. I pray that you can join us this morning in our activities and in everything we do today. And I offer this prayer in all our names. And Tyndall and Imgard Baines. Amen. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, Mr. James. Short and sweet. And so, good morning, everyone, once again. Good morning, Ms. Thiemann. Good morning, Mrs. Sasao. Good morning, all brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for joining us on Zoom this morning. And so we'd like to start off with our stretches. And so music and so let's breathe and let's take care of our bodies and make sure we're doing big this morning. So let's take our hands and let's reach up to the sky and then stretch upwards. And then let's go to the ground, all the way down. Okay, and to the right. And to the left. And then do rotations. You rotate your upper body to the right, to the left, slowly, back and forth. And then this is a special request from my younger sister, but it's from yoga. And then so you arch your back and then you can push down on your knees with your hands. You arch your back and you stretch out your back. Called the cow pose technique. Okay. And then next, let's reach across our bodies. Right hand across. Stretch your arm. And then switch sides. Okay. And then you can reach for your toes, stretch out your hamstrings. We were walking around a lot in New York City yesterday, so. Stretch those out. And then finally, for the last 10 seconds, stretch whichever part you feel you need to stretch. Do your neck, you can do your quads or whatever you feel is necessary. And finally, let's end with our wrist rolls. And then the other. Okay, shake it all out. And let's get started. So we're going to be jumping into our breakouts for gratitude. So yeah, please share your inspiration or your gratitude for the morning. So see you guys in a few minutes. right. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. So, yeah, just to share with the whole group, I'd like to first call up the Russell couple from Elizabeth, New Jersey to share their gratitude this morning. You please unmute. Yeah.
I had mentioned to someone the other day, I was grateful for the Catholic Church because the Catholic Church has set up the foundation of Christianity. They endured the martyrdom. They set up the monasteries in which the monks started copying the transcripts that remain from the Greco-Roman knowledge, the knowledge of the Greco-Roman era, as well as the knowledge of the Judeo-Christian era. And these compilations of manuscripts eventually went on to serve as the foundation for the libraries that were affiliated or associated with the development of the university. I know in the principle it says something about, was the sacrifice on the cross for naught? No, it wasn't. If it had been, then Christianity wouldn't have brought forth such an illustrious history. And I really believe that this illustrious history is due in part to the development of the universities. They started in, well, actually the first one was in Morocco. The Islamic people set it up. But after that, the universities spread through Spain, Italy, Portugal, Great Britain, and the university was a really big game changer in human history. It moved from a whole new level from, say, like Master Kung and his small group of disciples, or Socrates and his small group of disciples, and education really advanced. And I was watching an educational DVD the other day, and it said that this lecturer mentioned how some of the universities in our country were started in the aftermath of the Great Awakening. Rutgers University was one of the first universities here, Princeton, Dartmouth, Brown, and it really helped with the development of culture here in the Western world. And of course, eventually Japan too, when Emperor Meiji started the Meiji Revolution and started importing Western technology, the Japanese developed the first universities in Japan. So that was my gratitude point. Yeah, gratitude for the Catholic Church and the monks who copied those manuscripts and the development of the university system and its great contribution to history. Thank you. Masumi?
Yes, I'm grateful this time, special time to mothers here on earth, and to father is in the spirit world, and we is receiving, we are expecting this Rebirth seminar with Reverend Dankray, and I'm so grateful this time. Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, I'd like to invite up Akemi-san, Sakemi Hirose, to share a gratitude point for the morning.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Yeah, my gratitude. One point is the Shogo doing the MC. Looking at his face makes me so happy, and I feel so much God's love through him, actually. And I came to realize all of us showing God's love through our presence. Yeah, then I feel grateful. That's one point. And also, we had Japanese kodan meeting yesterday, and Reverend Higuchi was talking about his experience at Rebirth workshop, and also then toured Ohio and other place, New York, and show his dance mood through YouTube. And yeah, and I learned it's really important for us to show ourselves in public, which means social network. And finally, I feel I can connect with many second generations, I thought. And that's my gratitude this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Akemi-san. Yeah, thank you, Akemi-san. Thank you, Luke-san, as well. But yeah, actually, I plan on getting a haircut later today so you can get more of God's love for my face because my hair is too long. But yes, thank you, everyone. So we'll be jumping into our main portions, the Mother of Peace reading now. And so please invite up Dr. Thomas Ward to share his reflection and the Mother of Peace reading for today.
Good morning to everyone, and let's all be grateful for Labor Day weekend and the chance that we had to kind of recuperate and prepare ourselves for actually a new season. We really begin, for all practical purposes, the fall season as of today. So I will continue my reading from Mother of Peace, and we are reading from page 39 in my text, at least. Between our house and the hill, we had a small cornfield. When the corn was ripe, the husk would crack and yellow kernels of corn would appear through the long, silky hair. My mother would boil the ripened corn, put a generous number of cobs in a bamboo basket, and call our neighbors to come and eat. They would come into our house through the gate built from sticks, sit in a circle on our porch, and eat cobs of corn with us. I remember wondering why their faces did not look very bright, even though they were gratefully eating a delicious meal. Thinking about it years later, I realized these people were impoverished due to the severe exploitation of the occupying government. I would squeeze in between the grown-ups and try to eat the kernels off a small cob of corn. But as a small child, I was never successful. Noticing me, my mother would smile gently, break off some yellow kernels from her cob and put them into my mouth. I remember the sweet corn kernels rolling around in my mouth as if it were yesterday. The Dalai Bridge legend. Mother, why is where we live called Pyongan Province? I was full of curiosity, and whenever I had a question about something, I ran to my mother and asked her for the answer. Every time my mother responded kindly, well, dear, she explained, it is called that because the Pyong part is the first character of Pyongyang, and the An part is the first character of Anju. So if we could just leave up for a minute the last paragraph there, I wanted to turn our attention just to one point. It says there, I was full of curiosity, and whenever I had a question about something, I ran to my mother and asked her for the answer. Every time my mother responded kindly. So, yeah, I really love these three paragraphs from Mother's biography. We can feel so much through Mother's words and reflections here. Her, even as a small child, somehow she had a sense of ownership. She had a sense of belonging. She had a sense of being embraced and loved. And she had a sense of really, being sure of herself. Somehow she had this great self-confidence. And we know that this was a gift that came to her because of the way that she was raised, and because whenever she had a question, she could always run to her mother and ask her about it, and her mother would would find a way to answer things properly. When we study the divine principle, we learn in the principle that you don't have to leave that slide up anymore. When we study the divine principle, we learn through the divine principle that in the process of growth, Adam and Eve were under the indirect dominion of God. And that during that period of time, they were guided by the commandments, and they were able to grow and progress based upon their results, based on their ability to respond to God's commandment. They went through a process of growth, the principle teaches us, concerning their lives. And this certainly also applies to our true mother. And so many times, we find like God speaks directly to Abraham in the Bible, where God speaks directly to Moses. But it wasn't like that all the time. Most of the time, Abraham was very alone, or Moses was very alone, and Jesus was very alone. There was only those moments when God was able to intervene directly during this whole process of growth and development before God could actually come to dwell with our true parents as we've come to this point finally today. But, the wonderful thing about our true mother is that somehow God prepared Daimonim. Daimonim set so many wonderful conditions, because of the spiritual groups that she was involved in, because of I'm sure that those of you all recall those early speeches that True Father gave way back in like 1972, I believe, where he talked about 1971 and 72. He talked about the way in which Korea was prepared to be able to receive Jesus, and that these people of faith, and Daimonim was one of them, they were called upon to prepare clothing for every 3 days of Jesus' life. They were asked to do that. And they had to always finish every piece of clothing before they could move. They couldn't even go to the bathroom. They just had to focus on completing every single clothing during one sitting. That was the requirement, And they prepared a meal for Jesus 3 times a day. And when they came in, they were asked to bow 300 times. But sometimes they were asked not to bow 300 times, but to bow 3,000 times. And Father reminds us that to bow 3,000 times, it took 10 hours. And at the end of that period of time, they collapsed. And then Heavenly Parent would speak to them, and he would say, even though you set these conditions, you're still not worthy to be able to receive my son when he comes. So Daimonim went through all of that training. And also grandmother Jo before her went through all of that training, in order to be able to be that person who was able to serve as the one who could intervene between God and true mother, as mother went through her process of growing, and where mother could really feel embraced and loved by her mother and be told by her grandmother, you are Heavenly Parent's daughter. Your parent is Heavenly Parent. Your father is our Heavenly Parent. So the one advantage that true mother had over Jesus is that true mother could be raised by these remarkable women who understood they stood in a nanny position. They understood that they were not really mother's mother, biologically so, but not spiritually so. They stood in that position, and they raised mother so that mother could have a mother's heart. Eve was raised by an archangel. Totally different situation and circumstance. So the wonderful thing is that from early on, true mother could be in this situation where she could be loved, and she could know Heavenly Parent's, motherly heart. And now she's able to bring it to all of us. So we have to be so grateful for the fact that Heavenly Parent prepared things in such a wonderful way for true mother to really feel loved in those early years, and to be able to retain that during the difficult years, and to be able to be ready to share that with everyone today. So that's my appreciation for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ward, for your insight and also for the reading today. I think it's really, when we can see like mother's childhood, I really appreciate being able to reflect and also plan for the future. Oh, I want to raise my own children like that too, so that they can really kind of understand mother's heart and really be able to relate with her too. So thank you so much, Dr. Ward. And so now we're going to be going into our breakouts. So please prepare some kind of, even keyword of the day, some kind of inspiration that you want to share with your brothers and sisters. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Boy, sorry about that, Aneba. You got cut off in the middle there. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. And yeah, so actually, if you'd like to share your reflection, please feel free to share in the chat below. And yeah, we want to kind of see and be inspired by each other as well. But for today's testimony, the Chunchimon Rebirth experience testimony, well, I mean, everyone knows, so we're going to be having that's what Naokumi says, he was full of curiosity. So he can go to his mom and ask her questions. So, but yeah, so we have for today's testimony, we have Sunmi. And so it's actually a video recording. She wasn't able to join live, but we're receiving Sunmi's testimony about her experience in the Las Vegas Chunchimon Rebirth. So please pull up the video.
Hi everyone, my name is Sumi Wasaki and I am in the fatherland right now, about to share my testimony for the Rebirth workshop. Side note, we just finished the Great Works in Cheon to celebrate Father's 11th Songhwa, and also being able to offer our Jeongseong and devotion at the Cheonshingwon directly in Korea. And I just want to talk about 2 points today: my initial reaction at the Rebirth workshop, and then how I felt afterwards, and what led me to be motivated kind of through the second point, right? What motivated me to come to Cheonshimwon and also offer devotion here in Korea. So one, at the Rebirth workshop, I was very, 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 very grateful and humbled by Reverend Dunkley's attendance to True Mother. Even the tone and how he spoke, and how the way he spoke between the lines, I think he inherited True Mother's style of speaking, which also helped us as an exercise to build our attendance to True Mother as well. I wholeheartedly believe that when he was speaking to us, he was doing his darnest to represent True Mother directly to us. And also another experience was months prior to attending the Rebirth workshop, I personally felt a blockage in my heart and in my spirit. Like, I personally, I even felt really hesitant and blocked to even pray directly to True Parents. Like, sitting in front of True Parents' picture and offering prayer felt so foreign to me, and I felt so stuck. So I would just say Heavenly Parents, like God. I didn't even try to recognize True Mother, True Father, anything like that. But after the Rebirth and during the Rebirth workshop and at the Cheonshimwon, praying, I felt so many of these layers being peeled off, and I felt my heart being at ease and at peace and connected to something more than before. So spiritually, I was uplifted from the content and the prayer session that I could have, to the point where it did make a significant difference in how I could personally offer devotion and connect to our Heavenly Parents and our True Parents. Second, after the Rebirth workshop, I could understand why there could be difficulties in digesting things from the content, and so it made me contemplate or reflect on my relationship with True Parents on a personal level even more, and take it more seriously, and what it means to really own my faith. So that led to a series of other challenges that came up in my relationship with True Parents, and it's led me to seek for liberation and peace through actually Cheonshimwon prayers and feeling True Parents' spirit at the Cheonshimwon, and the Holy Spirit and the truth through the Cheonshimwon. So, and then that series of contemplation and challenges and seeking has led me to be inspired to want to come directly to the Great Works in Cheonpyeong and offer prayer at one of the special prayer room that they created behind the Jeongshimwon prayer. It's as small as the Las Vegas prayer room, and even smaller. And there I felt my a beginning of a personal breakthrough again in my relationship with True Mother and also our True Father. So yeah, I recommend it. And the conditions, yeah, please continue to offer the conditions and to connect and attend to True Mother and all the memo and the conditions that's being said. I hope that can be fulfilled. And Monday this weekend, have fun, and I hope you cry a lot, offer a lot of Jungsang too, and see you guys soon when I see you. Yay! Thank you for listening.
You. Thank you for me. She's not here. I hope you have a good experience in Cheonpyeong, a great time there. And so now we're going to be going into our Chonshim 1 resonance prayer, Chonshim 1 unison prayer. And well, first, actually, I'd like to invite up Pastor Pastor Takino, in the New Jersey Chonshim 1.
Okay, good morning. I think Pastor Naokimi will update our Rebirth workshop later. But thank you, Sunni. You mentioned about the Korean Chonshimon room, prayer room. We're going to keep this small prayer room here, and we're going to create a Chonshimon prayer room in the chapel. So still, if you really like to pray to God, something, God, I need help, you can still come here, this small room, and you can pray personally. Anyway, for me, I think that we just had a 11th True Father's anniversary, and this week, Rebirth workshop, for me, this is a one package to rebirth ourselves. So now I'm as a host church assistant pastor. I'm preparing how we can welcome more than 300 people in this church. And as I always pray, this church, entire church become through prayer, through mother womb. So that I pray, that I want to prepare, and everybody come here to feel God's spirit and through mother spirit and through father. Yes, so today from Chonshim prayer room, I like to invite Shojin to the play.
All right, everyone, please join me in prayer. Good morning, our dearest, most beloved Heavenly Parents and our true parents. We want to offer gratitude and thanksgiving for this morning, another great morning that you've given us this opportunity and this chance to be awake and to offer gratitude each and every single day. I want to say thank you so much for the amazing brothers and sisters that we have in our community around us and our extended community as well. Our family and friends back at home, everyone traveling around. We have GPA and UTS, their kickoff workshop right now. Heavenly Parents, we want to pray for this weather that we have and transitioning from the hot, humid weather, hopefully into the fall, winter season, that we can get some cold. Heavenly Parents. Some people maybe aren't looking forward to it, but I certainly am. I hope that we can be grateful for each and every single day and the challenges and the things that we have to overcome in our lives, Heavenly Parent, and really recognizing that these struggles that we face in our life, Heavenly Parent, aren't meant to hinder us, Heavenly Parent. These things aren't meant to hold us back, Heavenly Parent, but this is really our opportunity to grow ourselves more in our faith, Heavenly Parent, in our relationship with God, because this is the way that God can truly connect to us most is through the lows, Heavenly Parent. And this is something that we really want to pray for, that we can receive more and more of these challenges, Heavenly Parent, because we can recognize that this is something that God gives us so that we can be able to grow more, Heavenly Parent, not something that hold us back, Heavenly Parent. I pray that we can continue to strengthen our mindset and our hearts, that we can be able to overcome these challenges each and every single day, Heavenly Parent, and that we can grow to be more grateful tomorrow and today than we were yesterday, Heavenly Parent, just like your mother said. I hope that we can be grateful for the people, for our environment, for the weather, for the place that we have now in our lives, the place that we are going to be moving forward in the future, Heavenly Parent.
Yes.
I hope that we can imagine a version of ourselves that is perfected and much better than in the state that we are now, Heavenly Parent, and use that as our motivation, Heavenly Parent, that can carry us to the future. Hopefully we can prepare ourselves for the Rebirth workshop that is going to be this weekend, Heavenly Parent, that we're making our preparations through this resonance prayer, Heavenly Parent, this Junction 1 prayer, Heavenly Parent, each and every single day as we're setting this condition and finishing our condition of 21 days and reading of Two Mothers. Father, thank you so much for this opportunity you've given us each and every single day. And I want to offer this prayer in all the names here. And my name, Cheon Sharp, first son of Eric and Nicara Sharp, as part of a blessed Cho family. Amen and Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, children. And so all brothers and sisters, feel free to now unmute, and we're going to be doing our unison resonance prayer. So starting now.
Good morning, Heaven Earth.
Parents of heaven and earth. Thank you so much for today. Thank you.
Around us at the same time. So many people who what is right and
We can wake up
very selfish and self-centered. If they were right, that they would do something good. Very don't want to live that way. We want to live for the sake of others, not our own sake. Doing this, we become economic systems the same. They should not but on the basis of everyone. All your sons and daughters
new ways of
everything that we put in place can be used either. People are confused because they don't know right and wrong. Often you are the correct way to others as well. When technology is
Praise humanity. I not understood you, your identity as being truly want to only begotten Father heaven. All members we can be
Aju, aju, aju. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming together early in the morning and praying together with us. I think Mother is so moved. I think to see members are coming even virtually to the Chunshim one, attending and praying. So thank you so much. And so now before we close, I'd like to invite up Pastor Naokimi, the senior pastor of the Northeast, to be able to share some updates about the Chunshim one workshop.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. So just briefly, I know I mentioned yesterday that we were discussing opening a satellite in Belvedere, but upon further discussion also with Damien, he recommended not to have a satellite this time. He wanted people to be able to experience it firsthand. So hopefully there'll be other opportunities in the future, but at this point registration is closed, and we're also trying to make it more comfortable by opening overflow rooms in Clifton. But yeah, basically registration remains closed at this time. But those who are registered, please continue to do your preparatory conditions, including watching the 4 sermons. I also heard that maybe Yumiko-san may be joining us this time. So that's Reverend Dunkley's wife. So that would be an additional blessing for us as well. So yep, that's the updates for today. Thank you.
Wow, exciting. Thank you, Pastor Naokimi. Yeah, so if you weren't able to register in time, then please, have a longing heart. And then as soon as the next workshop comes around, you can jump on the registration and be the first person in line. So you never miss an opportunity like that again. So yeah, and also we're going to be blessed to have Yumiko-san this time. We haven't seen her in several months. So yeah, I'm excited for that as well. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us today. And hope you guys have a wonderful day together with God. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. So have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, great day, everyone. See
Thank you,
you.
Thank you, Sugar.
Everyone, have a nice day.
Yeah, trouble. Good
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Have a beautiful day.
Have a wonderful day.
Hey, everyone.
Blessed day.
Good morning, everybody.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you
so much. God bless.
Come forward.
Johnson.
Have a wonderful day.
Monica, we love
Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, Okan couple. Yukimi-san, Johnson.
Okay.
Have a good day, everyone.
Have a great day, guys. Wonderful day, Sunny Evo.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
God